Newcastle on the ball. Here's Martial. 86 minutes gone. On the edge of the box, the shot blocked at source, picked up by Tottenham. They can't clear their lines there. And Martinez sweeps it down the left. Here's Fernandes. Looking to him, the captain, for inspiration here, United. He puts the ball in. It's not a bad attempt, it's a decent idea, but the goalkeeper is there first, and that is that. And again, Tottenham will take their time getting this one back into play. And this doesn't get added onto the clock, of course, because it's still in play. Keeper just holding on to it. A team that began on the opening weekend for Tottenham had an average age of 25 years and 65 days. Last season's starting lineup on average was the third oldest in the Premier League at 27 and 356 days. So it is a younger look side for Tottenham. Here come United again. Storming run into the box, and the ball over the top is very deep to the goal line, and it's just about cleared away. On this near side, Sancho drops it back to the edge of the box. Shaw puts the cross in, headed away comfortably. Picked up on the far side by Pellistri. Now here's Martinez, midway through the Spurs half. 87 minutes gone. Played back to Diego Dalot. Down the right hand side, back to him again. United, this is the first time they've really been putting pressure on him, having the patient build-up we've seen so often from Spurs today. But it's probably too late in the game to do this now. They probably need to just speed it up. Here's Pellistri, gets into the box, goes down, referee's not interested. VAR will check it, of course. I think sometimes the on-field decision is irrelevant, because a referee can easily say, no, I'm not interested, because he knows VAR will say to him, oh no, there is a penalty there. But it's harder for him to say, yes, penalty, have been proved. Actually, no, it isn't. And so seems to be the case. So sometimes a referee seems disinterested. You can't read too much into it. But he's signalling to say he's not heard anything, I think is what he's saying. And he's now pointing over to the bench where Tottenham wish to make a double change. It's Emerson Royale and Solomon who are entering the field of play. Kulusevski and Porro are replaced. 90 seconds of the 90 left. Ange Postecoglou was unbeaten in all 38 of his home league matches as manager of Celtic. He scored 113 goals in those games. United have won their opening Premier League away match in just one of the last 5 seasons. It looks like it's going to be one in the last 6 as we enter the final minute of the game. United aiming to win their opening 2 league fixtures for the first time since 2017-18 under Jose Mourinho. And again, the wait seems to be going on unless something truly remarkable happens. They've got a chance here, which they've got to take, and they haven't. And it's cleared away again by Tottenham. Latest match stats: shots 15 to Tottenham, 18 to United on target. Spurs 7, United 5. Touches in the opposition box 35 to 34 in Tottenham's favour, but only just, of course. It's been very tight in that respect. Now here comes Tottenham. Win it back very quickly. Oh, that's lovely play from Højbjerg. Maddison plays it out to the left-hand side for Perisic. Back to Maddison, who's inside the box here, looking to cut it back. He's chipped it over and it's given away again. Sancho's won it back. Son tries to win it back again, but can't. We are now into added time. And I'll try and find out just how long there is. We do expect, of course, there to be a decent amount. Attendance, by the way, 61,910 today. Here's Pellistri, gets to the edge of the box, turns and plays it back to Diego Dalot. Goes to Bruno Fernandes, chips it in to the far side. Oh, and that was a good chance, and the header straight at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper will lie on this one, wanting to run down the clock. Still no sign on how long has been added on in this game. We're going to have 9 minutes. It's now been confirmed. We've had nearly the first minute. So 8 minutes of added time to go now. Ball out to the left-hand side. Can't quite keep it in play. Oh, they have done. They've kept it in play, Tottenham. Fair play. I thought that was a lost cause. Both teams have had all 5 substitutions. And again, the only player currently in the yellow card on the pitch is Fernandes. Here's Son in the centre circle, dispossessed. Tottenham lose possession. Here's Martial. In out to the right-hand side. It's Pellistri. Lil'al on the overlap, goes past his man brilliantly, chips it back. There's nobody there. He's chipped it into the one area where there's no red shirts. Eriksen picks up the loose ball. It's now with Martinez on the edge of the attacking third. Plays it forward to Bruno Fernandes. Goes for goal straight to the keeper. 25 yards out. Again, it's twice in this game where he's just gone for it on a whim, and it was not necessary. 2 minutes of added time have gone, 7 left to go. United lost 8 Premier League away matches last season. That was a equalling club record. The only point they earned out of a possible 24 in away games last season against teams that finished in the top 9 came with a 2-2 draw against Tottenham. And they would love a 2-2 draw today as things stand, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. Here's Solomon. And to Bissouma. Romero. To Bissouma again. It's now back with Højbjerg and Emerson Royal. To Romero again. As it stands, United are losing their opening away league fixture in consecutive seasons for the first time since 1980 to 82. Not as bad as last season though. They lost 4-0 to Brentford on their opening away. They lost 4-0 to Brentford on the cross comes in, it's headed away and now blocked to the goalkeeper and gathers the ball comfortably for United. 4 minutes gone, 5 left of added time. United have won just one of their last 9 top flight fixtures in London. They had avoided defeat in each of their previous 13 games in the capital before that run. How things can change in football. And still they're trying to carve something out down that right-hand side. That's blocked out for a United throw. Seen elsewhere Bissouma being given man of the match, and I wouldn't argue against that. I think Sarr for me has been just as good. The fact he got the goal probably is your deciding factor, but Bissouma's a very good shout indeed for man of the match. Shaw, Pellistri, Martinez, so 1-2 with Diego Lil'al. 5 minutes gone, 4 left of added time. It's chipped into the box, and again nothing comes of it. You just don't get the feeling United are going to score in this game, even if we play until midnight. Tottenham have been very good today. United just so lacklustre. Confirmation, by the way, that the second goal, as expected, has now been accredited as an own goal for Martinez. Tottenham in possession again. It's Royale. Drops it back to the goalkeeper. It's this one long. Take it down and chipped over to the left-hand side. Shaw plays it down the left for Sancho. Sancho back to Shaw. Shaw has a great touch to get past his man, and Shaw comes towards the edge of the box, plays it to the right. Touch taken down, shot, poor shot, over the bar, and the chance is gone. It's Casemiro with the effort, unless it took a deflection, in which case it might not be that bad. But otherwise, it's a poor effort. Lots of United fans already left the stadium. The way end looking rather threadbare at the moment. And those that remain look absolutely devastated. There's no atmosphere, no noise, nothing. It was indeed a deflection. The corner comes in, it's headed away. Son helps it on its way. It's picked up 30 yards from goal by Sancho. Thinks about the volley. Decides against it. Probably should have gone for it. Need a spark in this from United. Ball in from the right hand side, headed down the goalkeeper's throat, and it's off the bar, but the flag has gone up for offside against Varane, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. 90 seconds of added time remain. And it was offside. It's a lovely ball in from Eriksen, that one. It was a fingertip save onto the bar as well, by the way. Let's credit the goalkeeper. He didn't know it was going to be an offside. All he knew was the ball was going goalwards, and he tipped it expertly onto the bar. And we are now into the final minutes of added time, the 99th minute. We've played 102, including the added time from the first half. Ball down the right hand side from Højbjerg. It's played back to him in a 1-2. Oh, and he's given away poorly. Here's Pellistri, bearing down on the box, looks to play it to the right. It's intercepted and snuffed out, and there's a free kick now being given. Bissouma alleged to have fouled him as he looked to play that ball. Just watched it back. He clatters into him late. The ball's already played and intercepted, so it was a needless foul to give away. But a foul nonetheless. And a very late chance here for United to try and instill some pride back in proceedings. I don't think, even if this goes in, I don't think there'll be time for them to restart play and get an equaliser. But Fernandes nonetheless, as captain, has an opportunity here from 22 yards, and it's right in the middle and on the edge of the D. Fernandes, it's over the bar. And that summarises his and his team's performance today. It has been pretty poor indeed.
This is a footwear.
I bet this video can't get the same number of likes and comments. I don't know where you've been so
Babu. What?
City starting their first home game of this new season as treble winners, and they're making sure everyone at the Etihad knows it. A sign covering 2/3 of the pitch with treble winners written on. Banners draped over the main stand with images of the Premier League trophy, the UEFA Champions League trophy and the FA Cup trophy. And the players walking out of the tunnel past the real things themselves as Manchester City host Newcastle in the second week of this brand new season. Both teams are victorious in match day 1. Both teams with Champions League to focus on this season as well, after Newcastle's fantastic campaign last year. How will these two big sides of last season's league fare head to head? Well, Manchester City make 4 changes from the side that face Burnley on the opening weekend, that Friday night game. Dropping out include Lewis, Ake, De Bruyne and Silva. Gvardiol, Diaz, Kovacic and Grealish come in. It's a side fairly similar to that won the UEFA Super Cup in midweek. So Manchester City goal make 4 changes from Akanji, Diaz and Gvardiol. Kovacic and Rodri make up the midfield 2. Foden, Alvarez and Grealish ahead. And Erling Haaland leads the line for City. For Newcastle United, they remain unchanged.
Nothing
for the
bad
side
happened?
that blitzed past
You
Aston Villa
didn't hit
last
anybody?
Sunday.
You didn't run anybody over?
Thrilling victory at St James's Park warrants the same 11 this time out in Manchester. So Nick Pipe stays in goal. Trippier, Cher, Botman and Byrne include the back 4. Joelinton, Guimaraes and Tonali, who had a very impressive debut in midfield. Isak, the striker. Gordon and Almiron flanking him. Well, City arrived back from Athens, where they faced Sevilla in the UEFA Super Cup, 4 a.m. on Thursday. This game picked by the UK broadcaster TNT Sports that would normally be a 12:30 kickoff at Saturday lunchtime. Due to the Super Cup, it's been pushed back to 8 p.m. Not the most helpful for those Newcastle fans travelling. The last train back to Newcastle is at 9:32 p.m. That would mean fans would have to leave at half-time to get that. They could get a coach that leaves at 11 p.m, although it goes via Glasgow and wouldn't come back to Newcastle City Centre until 5:25 tomorrow morning. Erling Haaland back at the Etihad. Scorer against Burnley after breaking all sorts of records last season, and he is looking to add to his campaign already. Manchester City in their usual sky blue shirts with a gold tinted Premier League lion on its sleeve, as they've worn so often over recent years. Newcastle in their usual black and white stripes. They are in a team huddle inside their own half just for the last few seconds before we can get this game underway. Referee is Robert Jones, who is going to be keeping an eye on things. Of course, the Premier League have very much been pushing this new incentive to dismiss any sort of dissent, as well as any act of time wasting. We've seen plenty of yellow cards, quite a few red cards this afternoon. We'll get on to today's early results later on, but we are almost ready to get this game underway. Manchester City will kick things off in their blue, white and blue outfits. Newcastle, black and white stripes, black shorts, black socks to complete their uniform. Kevin De Bruyne out for a medium amount of time through injury, one of the forced changes as City get us underway, and it's kicked back to Ederson, who can send it long, looking for the head of Haaland. It's over him. Newcastle clear away the long ball through Cher, and they've got a player down already, and in fact it looks like it is Cher himself who is down, clutching his shoulder. I think he landed awkwardly and going up for that initial aerial challenge with Erling Haaland. So the medics coming on to check on him. Nothing wrong with the header, but as he landed, he lands on his right shoulder with his arm stretched out. Could easily dislocate it, and that's certainly an uncomfortable one for him, and he is having his right shoulder felt by the two physios, whilst Eddie Howe stares at an iPad about half a centimetre away from his face to try and get a best look of the potential injury to his centre-back. Not blessed with centre-back options on the bench, Newcastle, either. Jamal Lascelles, the only real central defender that they have. A bench that includes Elliot Anderson, Harvey Barnes, Tony Livramento, Martin Dubravka, Sean Longstaff, Matt Ritchie, Matt Targett, Callum Wilson, and the aforementioned Lascelles. So they will be rather desperate that Cher can continue. He is up on his feet, still holding his shoulder, but he's not giving any sign so far that he's going to be unable to continue. Of course, there was a centre-back injury in Newcastle's previous game this season, but that was to Tyrone Mings for Aston Villa, and a rather horrible one for the English defender to have to handle. But Cher, whilst he's wincing and grimacing, is going to be able to continue. Trippier collects the dead ball, and Newcastle send it all the way back to Ederson. Mancity had possession before the game was stopped for that Cher injury. It gets given to the right centre-back in Diaz. It looks like that Akanji is going to be the City player who joins the midfield in this new trend of football formations we have. Wing-backs joining into centre mid. Kyle Walker pushing forward, although he loses it, and it's sent back to Nick Pope, who scuffs his clearance, and it goes straight back to Walker midway up this Newcastle half on the right. Gets it back from Kovacic, his first home game in a lighter shade